Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my review for Batwoman Season 3 Episode 4 titled Antifreeze. The description for the episode says, when Ryan makes Gotham's 30 under 30 list, Luke worries about how Marcus's involvement in Ryan's rising popularity as Wayne Enterprises acting CEO will land with Jada, and Mary returns from a late night out. If there's something the show is good at, it's their cold openings. That was such a chilling scene where the man trying to unfreeze that body and it broke apart. Mary woke up on a bench covered in vines. We didn't see what Ivy did to her and she had no idea, so she tried to get help from her friends. But Luke was a total asshole and just left when she showed up. Ryan at least pretended to care, but was too preoccupied with the 30 under 30 event that Marquis and Charlie the PR guy wanted her to go to, but not Luke. I'm glad she went. She looks so comfortable and confident. I love seeing her succeed. So does Marquis. He was all supportive and claimed he wanted her to team up with him to spend time together, not to get back at Jada. Speaking of siblings I love, the Superior Moore sister came back. Jordan was invited due to her work with the community center and planned on using her speech to get donations from the rich. I just love how supportive she is. She's the OG Wildmore shipper, so no surprise she saw those sins again, but of course things went wrong. I wonder if Charlie knew Marquis and Ryan are siblings or thought they were lovers. Hopefully he didn't hear Marquis introduce himself as her brother, because the press might have heard too, and Ryan had enough problems. The man from the opening took Jordan and they found her frozen in a hotel. The makeup and effects for that were so good. Then Jada saw Marquis with Ryan and called Vesper to leak a story that Ryan had taken millions of dollars from Wayne Enterprises into a secret account. That's the money Bruce used to fund Batman's and now Batwoman's crusade. I'm sad Jada ended up being a villain, but I can totally see Vesper being a villain because I hate her so much. Meanwhile, Alice's illusions got worse. The letters from Jacob came back and she thought she killed the guard, so she called Montoya to get her out of Arkham. Grace's client recreated Victor's serum, but now the cryo chamber's effects happen in Jordan's cells. Instead of rapid aging, her tissue was turning into fossil. Alice took Jordan's phone and realized the Black Left Society, the Bee Gees, were behind this. Jordan was gonna expose them during her speech, so they got to her first. While Sophie and Alice went off to learn about the Bee Gees, Mary was trying to keep Jordan alive, but stupid Luke called her to complain she was taking too long. Mary's new obsession with plants proved useful because she realized plants can survive the winter by synthesizing an antifreeze inside their vascular tissue, so she could use the plants to save Jordan, and I'm so glad she was rude to Luke. He totally deserves it. Sophie and Alice were into Jordan's apartment, where Alice got visions of the guard she killed. She found a file on the free serum labeled Jeturian Industries, but that's when the Bee Gees showed up and easily took them down because Alice thought they were in her head. Sophie and Alice were gonna burn to death till Ryan arrived to save them, and just look at how she smiles at Sophie. Mary managed to save Jordan, but the Bee Gees got away. Sophie told the team about Alice's psychosis, so they decided to get her a work release, and of course she's gonna be Sophie's roommate. That's one pairing I didn't know I needed, but I love it. But not everything worked out for Ryan. Luke and Charlie got John Diggle to lie that the money was going into the defense contract with Argus, but the stock price was falling and shareholders lost confidence in Ryan. Now Charlie, the board, and even Luke wanted her to resign because his father worked so hard for the company. Losing it would be like losing him again. Marcus and Ryan agreed to team up and take down Jada, but like Alice learned earlier, Jada was Grace's client. Now that the Bee Gees had stolen Mary's formula, she planned on using the serum to freeze Marquis. Overall, this was another strong episode which suffered in some areas but was a bit better than the last one in others. Once again, nowhere near the amazing premiere. Megan Tandy really got to shine this episode, which I wasn't expecting. Her scenes with Jordan in the clinic were so good. I absolutely love the sibling relationship. Both Ryan and Marquis and Sophie and Jordan. I wish we would have seen them all interact. I just know Jordan would have been calling out Marquis for being a self-centered rich dude and shit. I loved Jordan last season and her return instantly made a strong episode even better. But I wish we'd seen more of her and she could be more than just a damsel in distress. And I want to see the community center again. Seeing her attend the event because of the community center made me wish they would have had Ryan succeed through her work with the community center or getting involved in politics. It still makes no sense how she ended up a CEO, but at the same time, I get it was the easiest way to connect her to Jada, and I'm so here for the business drama. I loved every second of that final scene with Ryan, Luke, and Charlie. I hate Charlie, but the tension between them, the risk of hostile takeover, Ryan standing her ground no matter what, was also good. My biggest complaint is the episode was pretty rushed and skipped through important scenes, which makes things confusing. Like when Ryan saved Sophie and Alice, it felt like we missed a scene. Turns out Luke figured out the Bee Gees were after the documents Jordan had on her phone, but I wish we would have seen that. I also wish we'd seen Renee with Alice or something, because I'm really starting to feel like she's just a plot device, and that's not what I wanted for this character at all. They still have time, but right now there's so much unused potential. I just hope this doesn't turn into another Sophia. They could have done so much more if they never brought in Ocean. And why is Luke acting exactly like Ocean right now? I seriously hate him. I don't even feel bad that the AI wasn't working or that it told him he's not ready to wear the suit. I want to see Batwing, but I can't stand him. He literally admitted Mary was right, yet he still treats her like shit. Finally, this episode introduced the Black Left Society, and like others, I thought they were just a made-up group because they can't use the Code of Vowels, but turns out the Bee Gees are actually from Grant Morrison's Batman run. They're led by Bruce Wayne's ancestor Thomas Wayne, who goes by Dr. Simon Hurt. They're basically a rich cult who've tried to summon supernatural creatures like the Bat God Barbados while pretending that they're just throwing huge parties. It was so interesting reading about them because everything starts to line up with the season, which just makes me so excited. In the comics, their members include Jezebel Jet, Professor Peck, Flamingo, and Bat Bane. Javicia said Jada is Jezebel Jet, which actually works worries me because I already said I don't like her, and I'm afraid they'll reveal Ryan is Bruce's daughter because Jezebel was his love interest. Pig's gonna show up this season, but I wonder if they're gonna bring in Batbane by using Tabaroff. The whole supernatural thing also excites me because I want more supernatural villains like in the Batwoman comics. They did those zombies last season and that was such a good episode. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for similar content. Leave your thoughts on the video or episode in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.